Good Saturday afternoon and welcome to the Hyder Center here at Creighton Preparatory School, where we've got some basketball here today between the 5th-ranked Junior Jays of Creighton Prep and the Fremont Tigers. Tyler Reedy and Mick Tabor here to bring it to you. Mick, hope you enjoyed your snow day yesterday, and welcome to CPSN. It's your debut today. Great to have you.
Hey, I'm excited to be here. I've been looking forward to this for a while. Something I've been looking forward to for a while. Can't wait to be here. Excited to watch some Creighton Prep basketball.
Yeah, so we'll get into the pregame here, looking at the top 10 from NEB Preps from this past Sunday. And Prep is ranked 5th, Fremont an unranked team coming in with a record of 3-9. But Mick, as you look at the upcoming schedule for the Junior Jays, they play all 4 of the top 4 teams in the state over the next month. So some huge opportunities to make statements going into districts and the state tournament.
Yeah, Prep has a really tough upcoming schedule. West Side is a powerhouse. Millett North and Bell West and Central are known to be some of the best teams in the state. And, I think Prep might be up for it. Lee are going to have a great game here today, but looking forward, I think Prep needs to kind of focus on some things. Work on some turnover problems that Prep notoriously has. But right now the focus is on Fremont. They need to focus on this game right now.
Yeah, absolutely. And a big reason for that, even looking back to last year, is that Fremont can play pretty tough. Junior Jays were held down quite a bit offensively in last year's meeting against Fremont. 56-41 was the score of that one, with the Junior Jays winning. Some of the returners coming from last year's game to this year's game. Luke Jungers had 7 rebounds in that one. Micah Moore, who we'll highlight and when we go through starters later on, he had 17 points, 4 rebounds. But the big difference in that game was free throws. The Junior Jays got to the line again and again, converting 16 out of 26, whereas the Tigers only had 3 of 5. So, Mick, what do you think is going to make the key difference in this one here today?
You brought up that Fremont is at times a tough team to play, and Fremont's main problems in my eyes, especially against Lincoln East, where they're poor passing and poor shot selection, but something you'll get out of Fremont day in and day out is a tough blue-collar defense. They play no holds bar. They are very tough down low. These guys will fight until the very end. They are a very tough team to play, especially when they're on defense.
Yeah, absolutely. And they're going to have to play tough defense because they're going up against one of the hottest players in the state right now, and his name is Luke Jungers for the Junior Jays. Scored 48 total points last weekend, 22 against Omaha South and 26 against Millard South, which was a career high. He's been excellent from beyond the arc. He's been the Junior Jays' best three-point shooter with a 45% success rate. What has stood out to you, Mick, about him over these last couple weeks?
He is just a guy that you need to double team every single play. He can shoot from anywhere on the court. And maybe we would have liked to see a better down-low presence from him, but overall he's just so accurate from beyond the arc. So much fun to watch. Him and Martell Evans are 2 guys that, you just love watching day in and day out.
Yep, so tip-off coming up in about 7 minutes or so. We'll have the national anthem starters, and we will take you to tip in a few minutes here. Stay with us. back to the Hyder Center. Creighton Prep and Fremont about ready to go here. Number 5 Junior Jays and the Tigers here on this Saturday afternoon. Let's get going with starters here. First from the visitors from Fremont, number 5 Drew Sellen scored 15 points in both games last weekend. Then number 14, Ashton Sagehorn, who had a career-high 8 points last Friday. Number 21, Carter Sintek, the leading scorer, averaging 15.9 points per game. Number 22, Micah Moore, leading assist man with 2.2 assists per game, had 17 points against Prep last year. And number 44, Mason Limbach, leading rebounder with 5.2 a game. And then on the other side for the Junior Jays, number 0, Luke Jungers had the big weekend, 48 total points in 2 games last week. Number 1, Joe Sudbeck, 87% of his points have come on 3-pointers this year. Then number 5, Joey Rischel, averaging 10 points a game in his last 3 contests. Number 20, Martell Evans, second leading scorer, leading assister, and tied for the lead in rebounds. And number 21, Josh Townley, the big, who is getting his 3rd consecutive start. Mick, what are your keys to the game for today, Prep versus Fremont?
Well, something that Fremont really needs to work on, something I noticed in the Lincoln East game is their poor passing and missed shots. You know, on offense, Fremont really needs to try and get it going a little bit more. Defensively, they play so well, so it's tough to see them on offense just, you know, kind of fumble the bag a little bit. And then on offense for Creighton Prep, as always, Martell Evans, Luke Jungers, key aspects to the game today, 2 of their best players. Martell Evans recently getting an offer from Hastings College. Luke Jungers obviously committed to UNO. 2 great players are going to be key aspects of this game today, Tyler.
About ready to go. It'll be Luke Jungers and Micah Moore for the tip. And it's won by Fremont. So they'll get things going in the hands of the leading scorer, Carter Sintek, back to Moore. Fremont comes in with a 3-9 record. As Micah Moore moves his way in, goes off glass, draws contact. Actually, that's going to be a charge. Joey Rischel took the contact, draws the offensive foul, and a good defensive start for Creighton Prep.
Something interesting I found on their starting 5 for Fremont is that 3 of these guys also play football. Carson Sintek, the starting quarterback for Fremont, Drew Sellen, the wide receiver, and Micah Moore, the guy who went out on that drive and got the charge. It's also their running back, so he's going to be very physical in today's game.
Absolutely. Here's Joe Sudbeck for the Junior Jays. Jungers, deep 3-pointer is not going to get the bounce. It's knocked out of bounds off the fingertips of Townley, and Fremont takes over. But there you see right away the aggressiveness. You know Luke Jungers is feeling it with the way he's been scoring lately. And he took a deep 3-pointer right there.
And that's what I've been saying. You know, Luke Jungers, you need to watch him everywhere on the court. That guy can shoot from anywhere. That's why he's a D1 commit, and I think Fremont knows that going in.
Drew Sellen straight into the paint. Layup rolls out, and the rebound comes right into the arms of Ashton Sagehorn, who has the first points of the contest. 2-0 Fremont. So here's Jungers for the Junior Jays. A minute into this one, Prep looking for their first bucket. Into Jungers, wide open on the feed from Townley, and we're tied. Luke Jungers stays hot. He's got the first Prep points of the day.
Creighton Prep trying to get that pass around the Fremont defense. That is known for being so tough to play with. Great defense by Townley there.
Yeah, Sagehorn with another look, but Townley, that great length and size inside, knocks him away. And now Junior Jay's chance to take the lead. Jungers, tight defense from Micah Moore. Backs his way in. Kicks it out. Rischel, top 3-pointer, got it.
You know, somebody doesn't get brought up as often, Joey Rischel, the junior, number 5. He can honestly shoot from anywhere, just like Jungers. He's so much fun to watch, and you know, seeing him in the hallways, I always congratulate him on his games. He's such a good player and so much fun to watch.
Leads the team in 3-pointers made this year. That was number 26.
You see how physical Fremont is. You know, they're not scared of this Prep team. They're ready to play him. But there's the bad passing, like I already brought up. You know, already another turnover for Fremont.
Yep, and the leading steal man on the team, Joey Rischel, grabs another one. Sudbeck, his 3-pointer was blocked. Townley able to grab control, though. Kick out. Evans to Jungers. 3-pointer, and that one goes. Martell Evans sets up Luke Jungers beautifully, and he already has 5.
What's there to say about Luke Jungers that hasn't already been said? Like I said, he can shoot from anywhere. He's so much fun to watch, and he's just such a presence on the court.
Now Fremont already seeing a flurry of Prep points early on, much like the 4 inches of snow we saw yesterday. Down 8-2. We'll see what the response is. Micah Moore able to draw a foul. on the near sideline. It's going to be called on Townley.
Something you're noticing about this Fremont team already is that they are physical. They're going to drive to the paint. Micah Moore right there drawing the foul. They're just, they're blue collar. They're ready to play this game. I don't think they're scared of Prep at all.
Here's Ashton Sagehorn, goes into Carter Sintek. Back out to Sagehorn. Now a three-point try. Drew Sellen, again, bit of a tight rim on that Fremont side as he misses the three. Martell Evans coming the other way for Prep. 5:10 to go in the opening quarter. Rischel wants another three. That one's well off, and it'll be rebounded by Fremont's Drew Sellen.
Joey Rischel getting a little bit of confidence, but maybe that shot wasn't the best. But another turnover for Fremont. That's something they really need to work on, their pass game. Too many turnovers in these last couple of games.
Sudbeck to Jungers. Shot fake. Back to Sudbeck. He's got an open look from the top, and that one won't go. Jungers able to swap the rebound to himself. Goes back into Townley, who uses his size and physicality to add two more, and Prep leads by 8 as a timeout is called by Fremont.
You're already seeing from this Prep team their main game plan, which is obviously to shoot it beyond the arc, and if that doesn't work, to get that board. That's something Prep has been really good at all year round, is just shooting beyond the arc, and that seems like their main game plan going into today.
So Jungers with a quick 5 points. He has a three-pointer. Joey Rischel made a triple as well. Rischel's been hot lately, 10 points per game in his last 3, as has Jungers. We've told you all about the big weekend last week. So Fremont here, they've had their looks. They've been able to take some not very contested three-pointers in the early going. They just haven't gone. Do you think that they should keep with that approach of drive and kicks, or should they try to attack more into the paint and erase this deficit?
Well, you see, that's probably what Fremont called this timeout for, is probably to bring up the fact that Prep is shooting from beyond the arc. So I think they're going to go with that approach, and if that doesn't work, get it to your big men down low and Luke Jungers and Townley, and then let's go from there, see what happens, go with the flow. But if they're going to keep giving you that three ball, just keep shooting it.
We'll see what the approach is out of this timeout. 4:39 left in the first quarter. Prep off to the start they were hoping for, 10-2. They were close in the game against Millard South early on last week. It was a one-score game at halftime, as here's a potential 2-on-1. Drive and kick. Sintek, best three-point shooter on the team, can't get it to go. He does grab the rebound, however, and finds Sellen. Inside through the hands of Sagehorn. That's going to go out of bounds. Not touched by Prep, and the Junior Jays will take possession with 4:22 to go.
Sintek, I brought up that he's a quarterback, but he is really physical. You see him took that shot and go in to get the rebound. He's really a fun player to watch.
Evans for the Junior Jays. To Jungers. Rischel on that near side. Into Jungers he goes. Size advantage on Sintek. However, he's doubled. Now Evans works his way around. High off the backboard, won't go, but there is a foul called, sending Evans to the line for 2 free throws.
When I think of physicality on this Prep team, I think of Martell Evans. He's the guy that's going to drive from the hole from the top of the arc. He's so physical, so fun to watch, and I just love watching him every single time I come to this court.
First free throw from Evans does not get the roll. Evans has been recently offered by Central Community College as well as Hastings, so Martell starting to get some of those looks. He's been an excellent scorer this year for the Junior Jays and an excellent passer as well. Second in scoring, first in assists.
And I'm expecting more offers from Martell. He is just so much fun. I don't think scouts are going to overlook that.
So Evans 1 for 2 from the line, and it's 11-2 in favor of Prep as Fremont races the other way. Sellen into the paint. Back out to Moore. Has time and space, but doesn't take the three. Winds his way to the corner. And now back out again. Moore aggressive into the paint. And we're going to get a foul called against the Junior Jays on the floor.
More physicality from this Fremont offense. I'm liking the game plan, but it doesn't seem to be going their way so far.
Foul was called against Joey Rischel. PJ Newbill, who had 18 points, a career high against Millard South last week. He's checked into the game as the inbound is fed right underneath the hoop and dribbled back out by Limbach.
Oh, PJ.
Steal. Newbill picked the pocket of Sellen, but his pocket is picked as well by Limbach coming in from behind. It'll be knocked out of bounds. Prep takes over.
A player that doesn't get enough attention on this Prep team is PJ Newbill. I get he's like a 6th or 7th man, but PJ Newbill plays Class A basketball like it's street ball. He just has so much fun out there, and he's so physical. And just watching him play and, doing 360s and going under the hoop like that, it's just so much fun. He's a great player to watch.
He's almost like a Martell Evans Jr. out there. Made those comparisons several times this year, and they're only strengthening. Here's Jungers. Joey Rischel
Out to Evans. Finds Jungers for 3, and he hits again. Luke Jungers already 2 made triples, and he has 8 points.
Can you see why he's a D1 commit? He's just a sharpshooter. It's so great to watch. He's one of the reasons why Prep's doing so well so far this season.
Creighton Prep, 14 points already. There's a fadeaway, and Sintek silky smooth that time, and it's 14-4.
That was a great shot by Sintek. You know, knew that the lane wasn't going to be there. Took the fadeaway shot, got it in. Great job.
Casey O'Malley in the game as well for the Junior Jays, as he goes cross court to Newbill. Jungers, he's wide open again. Luke Jungers, that one won't go. Could have gotten to 11 points. However, Fremont grabs a rebound and comes the other way.
You don't see many shots like that get missed by Luke Jungers. You know, Fremont needs to cover that, but they got lucky that time.
Mason Limbach looking for space. There's a long 2, and Ashton Sagehorn is on the money. 14-6.
Sagehorn has 4 of the 6 points for this team. You don't see him put as many points as some of these other players on this Fremont team, but so far he's making the most impact.
3-point look from Rieschel does not go, rebounded by Limbach. Fremont with 2:05 to go, trying to cut into this deficit a bit more. Micah Moore. Now a kick out to the corner, just into the game. Jackson Siza has it knocked out of bounds on the pass. O'Malley got his hand to it, and we'll see Jackson Dasher and Emmett Knight into the game for the Junior Jays, along with Brady Walter for Fremont.
Great defense there by O'Malley. He knew he was going to pass it back outside, got his hand out there. That was a great play.
Now Fremont will inbound from in front of the Prep bench with 1:52 to go. As this is Micah Moore working from the top.
Look at PJ's defense. He's so quick and he's so physical. He's not letting anybody get past him here.
Sintek, shot fake on O'Malley. Casey stays right with him though. Now Limbach with it. Newbill, as you said, playing that aggressive defense. Now Micah Moore. He goes in aggressively and it rolls off the rim. However, a rebound from Walter. A kick out to Sintek, who drains a 3-pointer. Carter Sintek with an early 5 points for Fremont.
Sintek, you know, he has such accuracy. He puts up the most points for this Fremont offense. And right now, he's looking like a great player. Oh, great defense there, but gets called in the foul.
Yep, nearly came away with a steal, but instead a foul drawn by Casey O'Malley. Sintek will check out of the game, and that will bring Drew Sellen back into the game off the bench. Jackson Dasher inbounding for Prep. He goes to O'Malley in the corner. High arcing pass to Jungers, who is double teamed. And the hook shot just a bit too strong. Fremont takes over with a minute to go.
And that's one thing I think Luke Jungers should improve on going forward is his presence down low. He's such a big body, but doesn't get that many points in the paint. I really think I would love to see him maybe develop that a little bit. But he's still a great player as it is, honestly. D1 commit, that's a big deal.
Fremont missed the 3-pointer. However, they've got the offensive rebound with 38 seconds to go. Tough jump shot was contested by Newbill and Jungers. And now the Junior Jays will see how long they hold on to this with 30 seconds left. Newbill, Jungers, shot fake, goes right around, and there's a bit of a paint presence. However, it's an offensive foul.
I don't know if I agree with that call. It didn't look like his feet were set, but not going to argue.
Jungers, though there isn't an official stat for it, I would guess is probably averaging around a charge per game. He runs into one of those quite often. There's another one, 15 seconds to go. Driving in with an and one. It's Drew Sellen, and it's a one-possession game.
Great drive there. This Fremont offense is really coming together so far. You really seem like they're starting to click.
So Sellen with his first 2 points, and now the Junior Jays will make a line change here as Sudbeck, Rieschel, Evans, and Townley will come into the game with Knight, Dasher, Newbill, and O'Malley taking a seat. Fremont has made a change as well. Walter coming back into the game as all 3 points are knocked in by Drew Sellen, and it's 14-12. 10 seconds to go. Nice catch by Townley as the Junior Jays push ahead. Sudbeck to Jungers. Evans, there's only 2 seconds on the clock. Evans with a long 3, that's well short. And it is a closer game than expected here on this Saturday at the Hyder. Creighton Prep 14, Fremont 12 after 1. And Mick, if you're a Tiger fan, you gotta love the way your team just bounced back. The score was, what, 10-2 in the early going? Tigers have raced back into this one. It was actually 14-2 at one point, so 10 unanswered for Fremont. What did you like from them to get back into this?
You got to be excited about those last 3-4 minutes of that quarter. That was, great physicality by the Fremont offense and defense. That was fun to watch. Drew Sellen, Micah Moore, and Carson Sindike playing some great basketball in those last 3 minutes. I think Prep's kind of nervous right now. I don't think they were expecting this, but they're going to get locked in, bring themselves back together, and hopefully have a better quarter than they did last time.
Yeah, this is a road that the Junior Jays have been down a lot this year, playing closer than expected games against mid-level type teams. Lincoln East, that game was close. The Gretna game obviously didn't go the way they wanted. Millard South was close as well last year. Even Omaha Northwest, one of the worst records in Class A, it was 27-21 at halftime. So, Coach Suki is trying to get these early mistakes ironed out so Prep can get the starts they want to. Second quarter is going to be huge here for both teams, obviously, as Fremont has an opportunity to potentially take a close one into halftime. However, Prep wants to pull away, much like they did against Millard South in the third quarter on Saturday. So, Nick, what do you think the Junior Jays need to do to get into a more comfortable position here?
They just need to play better defense for sure. They aren't used to the physicality that Fremont provides, but offensively, you just need to take better shot selections, be smarter with the ball. Too many offensive fouls from Crane Prep. But I think it really just comes down to defense. Fremont's coming in so physically, and you just need to be more prepared for that.
Redo the inbound. Sudbeck will trot back over to the far side. Took 4 seconds off the clock here in the second.
Don't really know what that was for, but we're gonna redo the passing.
Jungers has some kind of situation with his shoe or his sock he needs to fix. And now we're all ready to go. Evans in the corner. Back to Jungers. Townley to Sudbeck. Joey Riechel. Evans on the far side. Prep swinging it around the perimeter. Fremont doing a nice job keeping them limited here. Now they work it in. Back out to Sudbeck. His three is offline. And Evans looking at him go up for the board. But he's going to be called for an over the back. Birdcage is in disbelief. But Fremont will take possession.
Martell's physicality got the better of him that time. Sometimes it's going to draw a couple of fouls. But I like the physicality from Martell, but maybe just be a little bit smarter than that.
So here's Micah Moore as Fremont crosses midcourt with their first possession of quarter number 2. Carter Sintek to Sellen. Got it to a 2-point game with his and one to close out the first quarter. Now Micah Moore. Sellen once again. Those two guys have gotten a lot of touches. So has Ashton, same corner. Make that Mason Limbach. 44, not 14. Limbach ties the game at 14 apiece.
Great offense there by Fremont. That was a great drive. Great play overall. Riechel. Bam!
I'll take that lead right back, says Joey Riechel. 17-14 Junior Jays.
There you go, Joey Riechel. Put on a show, young man. That was a great shot.
Now 6 points for Joey Riechel. Fremont, though, as Sintek is bumped hard by Townley. A 21 against 21 crime. And that's already the 6th team foul on Creighton Prep with 6:34 to go in the half.
You usually see this from Fremont, but so many fouls from this Prep defense and offense for that matter. You're not used to seeing that.
Now Micah Moore will inbound from the baseline. Fremont trailing by 3. As that three-pointer is missed by Sintek. However, another offensive board. Fremont is thriving in the rebound category today.
Something else that Fremont's been doing so well are these rebounds. They've been doing so well for this whole season in that regard, but you would like to see Crane Prep with their big bodies kind of get down there a little more, especially like Luke Jungers and players like that.
Oh, what a find. Micah Moore to Sellen. Moore has been excellent as a passer with 16 assists in his last 4 games. He adds another dime right there, and it's a 1-point game. So Sellen now with 5 points, as this is inside to Jungers, who has an and one. Luke Jungers adds 2 more to the lead for the Junior Jays. They're back up by 3, and Jungers already has 10.
That's something we've been bringing up before. We want to see a bigger presence from Luke Jungers down low, and you see it right there. And I feel like if we keep getting the ball to him down low, it's going to be a bigger lead.
Free throw is made by Jungers. So the streak remains alive for Jungers with that and one. He still has 9 or more points in every single game this year, as he now has 11 on this Saturday.
Fremont's been breaking this press really well. Look at that passing.
Here come the Tigers with Jackson Siza going over to Drew Sellen. Pass deflected by O'Malley. Jungers leads Newbill, who sprints down the court with 2 Tigers defending. Layup is missed, and a battle for the rebound. Foul on Jungers. That's number 7 on the Jays. Fremont's going to be headed to the free throw line.
Again, I don't know what I think about that call. I think it was pretty mutual in that regard, but maybe PK just shouldn't have took that shot. I don't know. I don't know if I agree with that totally.
So this could be a game changer here. Fremont trying to keep it close going into halftime. This might be the way to do it, as they'll be at the free throw line a lot more often than the Junior Jays, as Prep in the penalty now with 5:34 to go. Sintek going to the line for a 1-and-1. And he makes the first. Six points for Sintek.
Sintek showing off that accuracy you learned at QB. You know, I haven't seen him miss a shot yet. He's been very accurate so far.
72% free throw shooter. He makes them both. Sintek, a 4-year player on varsity for the Fremont Tigers. 819 career points now, as he has 7 today.
That's a big number, Tyler.
Oh, yeah. Here's O'Malley to Rischel. Another 3. That one is in and out. And Fremont takes over down by 2.
Contested 3 there. You don't usually see Joey take those shots. It was pretty close, but maybe let's try and take some better shots.
Sintek with a away from the ball offensive foul called on Ashton Sagehorn. And Prep will take over with 5:06 to go.
Fremont seems to have offensive plays set up with passing and screens and all that being set up by this offense. That's really interesting to see. You see a lot of guys moving around in that regard. I think that's one of the reasons why they've been getting so many points in this first half.
Rischel inbounds to Evans. Creighton Prep trying to find some way to pull away. The Tigers playing a very stingy game here so far. Rischel off the shot fake, goes back out to O'Malley. Newbill has room. It closes in on him as Sintek comes to guard. Newbill with a nice move, and he's going to be fouled.
PJ and Martell Evans are both such physical players. They're going to drive to the hole. You saw PJ have an open look at 3, but he's looking down low. He wants to draw that foul, and he wants to go to the line.
So Fremont with 16 fouls is now 1 away from entering the penalty, as this has been a highly illegal game so far, as we have seen 13 combined fouls already.
That's a lot of fouls, Tyler.
Oh,
I haven't seen a game like this in a while from Prep.
Newbill, they're actually going to call that a shooting foul, so he is going to the line for 2. First one is straight through. First point of the day for Newbill, who has been the Junior Jays' best free throw shooter. Came into the game with a 93% mark, 14 of 15 from the line. Now 15 of 16 with that make on the first one today. Now his second is missed, so it remains a 3-point game. 4:40 remaining in the first half.
It seems like Prep is backing off that press. You know, Fremont's been getting by it so well. I think it's a smart call by Lukey here.
Carter Sintek trying to beat Rischel. It has it go through his legs. Now driving in aggressively is Sellen. And Drew Sellen has another and 1. Fremont showing no fear.
These 3 players, Carson Sintek, Drew Sellen, and Micah Moore, are really making the difference in this game. You just see Drew Sellen go in there. That was a great drive, great physicality by Drew Sellen.
Sellen knows a thing or two about contested situations. Was the leading wide receiver for the Fremont football team, as he mentioned earlier. 827 receiving yards in the 2021 season, as he makes the free throw, and this game is tied.
I guess you can say those football players are kind of like not one-trick ponies. These guys can do anything, you know. They seem to be kind of running the athletic scene at Fremont.
Yep, and they already have the chemistry as well, in addition to the skill set. O'Malley splits a few defenders and kicks out to Emmett Knight, who's back in the game for Prep. Newbill, Townley had the size advantage, but they couldn't get it through. Jackson Siza. And now Sellen, 4 minutes to go. Fremont with a chance to take the lead for the first time since it was 2-0. Sintek on the near side, back to Siza. Sellen Cross court. Siza with room. Tries to feed it inside, and it didn't appear that Brady Walter was ready for it. Newbell comes away with the steal.
Like I've said before, I don't think Prep is really ready for this physicality. Look at that defense from Fremont. You know, they're used to letting them get in the post, but I don't think that Fremont's going to let that happen today.
Timeout Fremont as they came away with the steal of Josh Townley. 3:31 remaining until halftime, and we will take a quick break as these two teams huddle up and try and find a way to get an edge going into the halftime break. Welcome back. Coming out of this timeout break, Tyler Reedy and Mick Tabor bringing you Saturday afternoon high school basketball here on CPSN. And we've got a tie ball game between the 5th-ranked Junior Jays and the Fremont Tigers. Mick, as we come out of the break, for either team here, what do you think needs to happen in the final 3:30 to get an edge before halftime?
Well, first off, I don't think anybody was really expecting this going into half, but really the game changer has been Fremont's physicality on offense and defense, getting so many and ones, and Prep is starting to get more physical here. Look at that. There you go.
O'Malley with the thunder, throwing it down with the dunk, and now we got a whistle after the fact. What's the whistle for here? Delay of game warning. Yeah, delay of game warning called, I guess, against O'Malley.
You don't see that often from this Prep team, but I don't know, maybe he hung on the rim for too long. That's a surprising call.
3:10 remaining in the first half. The basket still counts just fine.
And I think Prep's going to come back a little bit more physical than they were before. I think Lukey's going to want that from their team. You see this defense, this man defense, you know, getting a little physical here. I like that. I like this new game plan.
And the Prep defense forces a carry against Fremont. That was Siza called for it. Prep takes over ahead by 2, maybe with some momentum starting to develop after the O'Malley slam. PJ Newbill, as Owen Shotkoski has come into the game for the first time, 45 in white. O'Malley aggressive to the basket, well too strong on the layup as he falls into the lap of the official, and Fremont races the other way with a 5-on-4. Sintek trying to take advantage. Step back jumper won't go. Rebound Knight. 2:35 to go. Ahead to PJ Newbill. He'll go back tonight. Rischel now.
You see PJ slow that down. He doesn't like that. He wants to go right to the rim, but he saw that he didn't have a great chance at it. Passed it right back out.
Joey Rischel. That's a deep three-pointer, and it's in and out. Rebounded by Fremont. That's Mason Limbach with it. Handing back to Sellen. 2:15 to go, still a one-possession game. Sellen, great feed inside, and a wonderful reverse layup by Mason Limbach. Game tied again at 23.
Prep needs to watch those inside passes. That's what Fremont's getting most of their points off of, that pass and go. Prep needs to play better defense in that regard.
O'Malley to Rischel. Under 2 minutes remaining until halftime. O'Malley through his hands, off his foot, nearly into the backcourt as he has to throw it in the direction of Knight, who is finally able to retrieve it. He has to throw it back, and now Fremont with the steal. They're still juggling it. That's one of the weirder sequences I've seen this year. And now the Tigers have it.
That was a little crazy. Now you see Prep getting a little bit more physical here. They didn't like that at all. They didn't like that turnover.
Sintek for the Tigers as they have to settle down offensively. Sellen over to Brady Millard getting his first touches of the game. Drew Sellen, back to Millard. He's got a three-pointer, and he misses. Just a bit short. Long lead pass. Newbell to O'Malley. Offense starting to heat up a little bit here as Rischel drives and draws the foul. Going for the left-hand layup. Riesel will head to the line for 2 free throws.
Now Prep's giving a little bit of their own medicine, you know. Fremont with those passing goes to the rim. Prep's starting to do that a little bit more. Try and give Fremont a little taste of their own medicine. It's fun to watch. That was a great play there.
Foul was called against Brady Walter of Fremont. Riesel already with 5 points, looking for more. First free throw is good. Jackson Dasher will come into the game for the Junior Jays, as PJ Newbill takes a seat on the bench. Riesel, if he makes this free throw, will have 100 points on the season, and he's got 100. 7 points on the day for Riesel, and Prep leads by 2. A minute to play until halftime. Brady Walter for Fremont. To Sellen. O'Malley playing highly active defense here in the second quarter. Won't give him an inch.
You see Fremont with that pass and go offense. You know, that's what they can get most of their points off of. Prep needs to start playing a little bit better man offense. And there's another steal for the Fremont defense.
Sellen with the steal of O'Malley. Layup was missed, however, by Sellen himself. Dasher with the rebound, and he finds Knight.
Great rebound by Dasher. That was a great physical play by him.
O'Malley holding.
They want the last shot here.
Yeah, sure looks like it. Even if there was a 35-second shot clock, Prep would still be in a position to get the last shot. So no reason to complain here. 11 seconds to go. 8 seconds for O'Malley. He works his way around. Fremont looking for theft again, and they are able to get the miss. 3/4 court heave is short, and we have a 2-point game at halftime. 25 for Creighton Prep and 23 for Fremont. Upset alert here at the Hyder Center. Keep an eye on this one, folks. We'll be back in about 10 minutes to bring you the second half on CPSN. Welcome back to the Hyder Center. Creighton Prep versus Fremont here on CPSN. And we got a hotly contested one between the Junior Jays and the Tigers. It's 25-23 in favor of the home team here at the Hyder. Tyler Reedy and Mick Tabor here with you. And Mick, I don't know what the spread was on this game, but my guess is right now Fremont is covering it by a wide margin. Nobody expected this one to be as close as it has been so far. What did you see from the Tigers here in the first half, just to recap, that has allowed them to stay in this one?
You know, anybody who took Fremont on that spread, I am really, really happy for it. You're going to make a lot of money today. But, you know, so far it really just comes down to physicality. You know, Fremont's being a much more physical team right now. Prep was not ready for that. Fremont does not want to come all the way out here and go back to Fremont with an L. They want to go back with a W. And I don't think Prep was ready for this at all. They're going to get themselves together, though, hopefully come up with a much, much better half because they're going to need it.
So looking at some leading scores from that first half, Luke Jungers, as expected, leads the Junior Jays with 11 points, followed by Joey Rischel with 8. And then for Fremont, Drew Sellen has 8 points. He's been a hot scorer as of late. Carter Sintek, the usual leading scorer, has 7. Ashton Sagehorn, Mason Limbach each have 4, as Fremont has possession to start the second half.
Fremont's passing today has seemed a lot better than it has in the past. I studied a couple of their past games, especially Lincoln East, and they struggled a lot with turnovers, but so far they've been playing very well on offense. I've been really surprised.
Here's Micah Moore, who's been held scoreless so far, though he's been a great passer. He works his way in. Another good dish to Limbach. However, a jump ball is going to be called as it was tied up. Prep has possession on the arrow, and they'll take over.
And you brought up Micah Moore. You know, he hasn't had any baskets yet, but he's been a physical, great passing presence for this Fremont team. I don't know how many assists he has, but he's playing very well. I've been very surprised by him as well and his physicality.
Joe Sudbeck, he's been held scoreless so far as Luke Jungers is fouled on the floor.
One of the few times that Fremont physicality is going to bite him in the butt. You know, they haven't gotten too many fouls, but we'll see how that goes later on in the half.
The first half, if you're just joining us, both teams had 6+ fouls in that one, so it's been, like I said earlier, a highly illegal contest so far, at least in that regard. And already one for Fremont here to start the second half in the first 40 seconds or so.
I don't know if Prep and Fremont have any bad blood between each other, but they've been going at it this entire game. You know, too many fouls in this game for sure. Like you said, a very illegal contest.
Joey Rischel, Sudbeck into Jungers. He's doubled, lost control, and Townley with a belly flop to grab possession. However, it goes out of bounds. And Fremont will take over. Actually, you're going to call a timeout there. Timeout was called for by the Junior Jays, so I think they will keep possession with 6:55 left in the third. But yeah, physicality of Fremont, like you've been mentioning, they've also been very active. Quick hands on defense has been a big key, I think, for them to allow them to get poke-aways, grab some steals. Junior Jays have definitely been quite a bit uncomfortable on offense.
For sure, for sure. You know, Prep has, you know, bigger guys, Luke Jungers, Martell Evans, guys with higher quality play. However, you see Fremont get more rebounds against these bigger guys, and that just comes down to they're not scared. You know, they're coming all the way to Omaha, but they're not scared against this D1 caliber team and Luke Jungers and Martell Evans. Prep wasn't ready for that at all. I think they were expecting Fremont to kind of just get down, you know, kind of accept the fact that they were going to lose today, but they have not so far, and they are ready to play, and they're playing a great game so far.
Prep keeps possession with the timeout called. Sudbeck will be the inbounder. And he finds Martell Evans. Evans held to just 1 point so far in this one. One of the more surprising aspects of this game. Rischel looked to find Jungers, who had his back turned. Sudbeck, though, able to hustle and save it. And that's going to be an over and back, as Fremont will take over with 6:44 to go. Prep just does not look right on offense.
Not at all. You know, this isn't the Prep offense that we're used to seeing. That was not a very good pass, and you know, too many turnovers with this Prep team for sure.
Ashton Sagehorn to Carter Sintek. He's doubled. Able to somehow squeak it through to Limbach.
He was going for a slide tackle there. I don't really know what that was.
Sintek, Limbach, trying to cross over. Sudbeck with great defense to force a steal.
Some physicality from this Prep defense. I love to see it. They're coming back out, being way more physical than they were in the first half. Good for them. Lukey finally put them together in that regard.
Joe Sudbeck drives into the baseline. Jungers. Martell Evans, Rischel, they swing it around, and Rischel's three is well off the mark.
You know, beginning of that first half, those shots were going in, but so far near the end of that first half and the beginning of the second, they haven't been going in for this Prep offense. Maybe if they just get them on point a little bit more, maybe this lead would be a little bit more.
2 minutes and 15 seconds now with no scoring on either side to start the second half. Carter Sintek for the Tigers, back to Micah Moore. Tigers just waiting for that opening, and now they get it. Sellen cutting to the basket and tying the game at 25.
That's the offense they've been going with this whole time. Pass and go, pass and go, pass and cut. That's what they've been doing this entire game. It's been working for them very well. Tie game.
And 10 points for Sellen. He's the first Tiger into double figures. Jungers is the only Junior J in doubles with 11 points as he draws a foul. Second team foul on Fremont in the second half.
Fremont's coach is getting a little bit angry at that call, and I don't blame him. You know, that wasn't a lot of physical contact. But Fremont's coach is getting a little bit angry right now at the referee.
Sudbeck finds Evans on the inbound. 5:15 to play in the third quarter. Joey Rischel. It was the third quarter for the Junior Jays where they pulled away against Millard South on Saturday night. However, this afternoon has been much more of a struggle so far in the third frame. As Rischel goes into Jungers. Townley doubled. Rischel, speed to the hoop. However, the layup might have been influenced by a touch from a defender, and it comes up well short. Tigers take over.
Prep trying to be, you know, more physical on offense, but that didn't work for them. Joey Rischel, you know, really trying there, but didn't work out in the end.
Sintek with quick hands on a jumper, doesn't go. Prep takes over. 2 total points in the first 3.5 minutes of the second half. It's been all about defense so far since the break.
They are triple teaming Luke Jungers.
And it doesn't matter. And one, Luke Jungers. He has 13 points and he's going back to the line.
But do you see that, you know, Luke Jungers is so much taller than all these other Fremont players. It seems like they're just like looking at him, triple teaming him, and in the end it didn't matter. He still got the and one. That shows you the talent of Luke Jungers and how good he is as an overall player.
Jungers looking for his 14th point of the afternoon here. And he gets it. Jungers having a nice day from the free throw line. He struggled as of late, just a 62.5% free throw shooter, low by his standards in the last 4 games. 28-25 Junior Jays. Rischel with a steal. Looking to get inside position. He does and lays it in.
Great defense by Joey Rischel. Fremont's going to call a timeout here, but like I said, Joey Rischel, starter for this prep team. Junior, I see him in the halls all the time, good friend of mine. He's a fantastic player, grew up watching him play in the PAL League. Just a fantastic player overall. It's always been just a great player to watch.
And Rischel now has exceeded his season average of 9.3 points per game as he has 10 on the afternoon. Creighton Prep trying to find that pull-away stuff here in the third quarter. They lead by 5 as it's now 30-25 with 4:09 to go in the third quarter. So now Fremont, with Prep playing this great defense, what do you need to do offensively? Because Tigers have only scored 2 points in the first 4 minutes of this half. What do you think needs to change there?
Honestly, I don't think they need to change too much. I think this passing cut offense has been working a lot for them. I think this physicality so far has been much more physical than Prep. I think they stick with it, you know, maybe trying to execute a little bit better, but I think so far this game plan Fremont has been working very well. I mean, only down by 5 against one of the best teams in the state. Not too shabby for Fremont at all.
Prep has also kept much better discipline to start the second half. No team fouls as of yet, as we're halfway through the third quarter. Micah Moore to Brady Walter. Back to Moore again. Double teamed with Jungers and Knight. Moore able to get around them both and find his man who draws a foul. That's Sellen, who has been the main guy on offense for Fremont today. He's heading back to the free throw line.
Townley trying to play some good defense there, draws the foul, unfortunately, but I like that idea from him. I liked the idea of trying to stop that shot.
Sellen drills the free throw, a 62% shooter from the line coming into today. He now has 11 points. PJ Newville comes into the game for Townley.
Something Fremont's been doing very well so far this game with their free throw shots. I believe they've made every single one of them so far. That's really impressive.
Sellen has been a guy who's been getting to the line a lot lately. He had 9 free throw attempts in both games last week. As he hits them both on that trip, he has 12 points, and it's back to a one-possession game at 30-27.
And here's Emmett Knight, the sophomore. Another fun player to watch. So quick, so energetic.
PJ Newbill on the near side. Jungers wanted in the post. Instead, cross court to Riechel, who can't hit the three. Rebound, Fremont.
Riechel hasn't been making that shot recently. He's usually so good from beyond the arc, but maybe try and look for some better looks, but so far it hasn't been working for him.
Kick out, Sellen to tie the game. Yes! Drew Sellen, we're even at 30, and he has 15 for the third straight game.
I don't think anybody has been expecting this so far from this game.
They called it a 2, actually. Sellen apparently had a toe on the line. Tough to see from this side of the court, so it's 30-29. Sellen with 14 instead of 15 as this is thrown out of bounds. So Fremont will have a chance to take the lead anyway, as Prep with another offensive turnover.
Prep has been so frustrated by this Fremont defense. They are not used to this. Like I've said before, Fremont has been playing so well. It's bad passing from Cram Prep, bad shot opportunities. Overall, the offense hasn't been looking too good for the Junior Jays.
Micah Moore, basket of any kind, gives the Tigers the lead. And Limbach wants it, but he can't come up with it. Jungers with the rebound.
Great physical defense from PJ Newbill there.
Newbill leads Emmett Knight, back to Jungers. Knight again, 2:25 remaining. Knight goes around and lays it in high off the window.
The sophomore, maybe a little bit undersized, but he is a great player to watch. He knows he has nothing to lose here. He's exciting to watch for sure.
So now Sellen. Fremont back down by 3. These two teams trading baskets in the recent minutes. Sellen creates space, step back, and that doesn't get the bounce.
Great rebound there by Luke Jungers, being more physical in the paint.
Dasher is going to be whistled for a travel. So another unforced error by the Junior Jays. Fremont takes over with 1:52 to go.
You see, right when Prep looks like they're going to break away here, maybe get a little bit of a bigger lead, they have all these unforced turnovers. You know, it's hard to see.
So now Micah Moore. Riechel wants a steal. Instead it goes into the back court. And since Riechel deflected it, Fremont can retrieve it legally. And now Micah Moore resets. Jackson Siza. What a find. Moore has it blocked by Jungers. That's a goaltend. One of the easiest goaltending calls you'll find, as that was just about in the hoop when Jungers knocked it out. Fremont gets the basket. 2 points for Micah Moore, and it's 32-31.
I mean, I like the idea from Luke Jungers there, but that was obviously a goaltending. But good idea.
Jungers trying to atone with the three-pointer, but he can't make it. 1:10 to go. Fremont has it in a 1-point game. Sellen to Jackson Siza. He drives. And a prayer as he was falling to the ground doesn't go. 1 minute to go in the third quarter. Emmett Knight. Newbill has room, has a three, and can't make.
These three-point shots for Prep have not been going in recently, and I think that's one of the main reasons they're only up by 1.
So here is Micah Moore. See how long Fremont holds on to this. They've got 40 seconds to work with in the third. Jackson Siza to Mason Limbach. Sintek gonna take the three now and come up short. Jungers reels in the rebound with the right hand. Emmett Knight, and I wouldn't be surprised to see Prep hold for the final shot here. They've got 22 seconds on the clock.
But you see Fremont still playing that defense, still playing man-on-man. They're gonna play this until the very end of the quarter.
14 seconds for Knight. As he dribbles down the left sideline, now crosses into the middle. Knight, kick out, Riechel gonna take the three, and it's off the mark again. 5 seconds for the Tigers. Here comes Sintek, looking for the lead. Sintek straight in, and he's gonna be called, or rather drawing the foul, as he'll head to the line for 2 free throws with 1:1 to go in the third.
Down on the other end, Prep with that wide open three, but yet again, it's tough to see, but they don't make these 3-point shots right now like they did in the beginning of the game. But Fremont playing so well offensively, and that's their first missed free throw of the game.
Fremont will bring in Brady Walter and Brady Millard into the insert Casey O'Malley for Jackson Dasher. As he said, Syntec missed the first free throw. If he makes this, we're tied. And he hits it. 1.1 on the clock. Emmett Knight, I don't think he got it off. It's going to be well offline anyway. And we have a tie game at 32 going to the fourth quarter between Creighton Prep and Fremont.
You know, Tyler, this is my first broadcast of the season. Close game like this, my heart's beating right now. I'm excited. Ready to watch the fourth quarter. I'm ready to go.
So Creighton Prep unable to pull away in that third quarter like they did against Millard South last Saturday. Fremont keeping it close. We're tied at 32 going to the fourth. 8 minutes to decide whether we've got Prep going into Westside with a win or dealing with an upset from the Tigers. We'll be right back. Welcome back here on CPSN. Tyler Reedy and Mick Tabor ready to bring you the fourth quarter in a tie game between the 5th-ranked Creighton Prep Junior Jays and the Fremont Tigers. Mick, here we go. 8 minutes. This is going to be fun.
Here we go. You see the Fremont faithful out here traveling all the way out to Creighton Prep. They're excited. They've been very impressed by their Tigers so far, and so have we, honestly.
Fremont has possession to start. Lobbing it up. That one is out of the reach. That was a bold effort by Micah Moore trying to find Limbach, but out of bounds.
This tide gets them a little too excited so far. They were trying to go with a really great Sports Center top 10 play. Just didn't work out for them.
So now Martell Evans. Just 1 point in the game for Martell Evans so far.
That's really surprising, Tyler. I would never expect that.
Rieschel to O'Malley. He goes into Jungers. He does not have only 1 point. He'll add 2 more on another and one. Make it 16 on the day for Jungers.
It's another and one for Jungers. Just such a big body, such a presence down low. He's really a great player to watch. You can tell he's a D1 commit.
Foul was called on Drew Sellen. Jungers to the line, looking to make it 17 on the day. And he does. What a day for Luke Jungers, as he once again has exceeded his season average of 16.4.
Offensively, Prep hasn't been doing too great except for Luke Jungers, who's been playing fantastic throughout this entire game.
Fremont down by 3. Syntec handling the basketball. Siza has an open 3 and misses. But chance for an offensive rebound. However, a foul called against the Tigers.
A little too physical down there, pushed off and trying to get that rebound. I love the idea and I love the physicality. It's just the refs didn't seem to like it just as much.
Sellen has picked up 2 quick fouls to begin the third quarter. He now has 3 personals on him. 7:11 to go in the fourth. Martell Evans with it for the Junior Jays.
And you see the foul count right now. Fremont has a lot more fouls than Prep, but that wasn't the case in the first half. Prep had many more fouls than Fremont, and I think that's been one of the main game changers for this half for Prep and Fremont.
Evans, cross court. Rieschel, extra pass to O'Malley. Tigers stay vigilant though and don't give up a 3. Instead, they force a travel out of Casey O'Malley. And another turnover from Prep.
Yeah, I see he was trying to get the Joey Rieschel outside, but also wanted to drive at the exact same time. That was a lot going on in his head, and he ended up with the travel.
Now Micah Moore for the Tigers. Newbill knocks it away.
That's
Evans
great defense.
feeds him. Here comes PJ, who lays it up and in.
PJ Newbill, great defense, great offense. Like I said, he's so quick and he's so much fun to watch. Honestly, I think one of the best bench players in the entire state.
He has 3 points today. Prep bench getting into it. There's a look for Selin. His shot doesn't go, and then Rischel comes in from behind and says, no way on the second effort.
Joey Rischel is not having it. There's the physicality from the Prep defense we've been looking for this entire game. Great play by Joey Rischel.
Fremont will keep possession after the block as Selin will look to inbound. Has to heave it all the way back to Micah Moore. Jackson Siza. Limbach to Moore in front of the Fremont bench. Sintek. Siza once again feeds it into Limbach. Great give and go. Three not taken. Siza dashes around and floats it in there to make it a three-point game again.
Went through contact, got the basket. Great offensive physical play from Fremont.
37-34. Prep with the lead. PJ Newbill. Evans in the corner. O'Malley to Newbill. Evans again. Drives. Runs into trouble, and it's another travel. Oh, my goodness.
I have been very surprised from Martell Evans this game. He's usually one of the main catalysts for this Prep offense, but so far only 1 point and another turnover there. I was never expecting this.
Fremont is just not having it with these Prep attempts to drive into the paint. Travel after travel, steal after steal. Jackson Siza with 5:20 to go in the fourth. Feeds it into Selin from Moore. Sintek for the tie. Won't go. Evans skies for the rebound and feeds Rischel, who's running free. Tigers catch up to him, but Rischel still lays it in.
Great finish from Joey Rischel there. Saw many Tigers on his back there, but still was able to get it in for two.
And he has 12 points now. 5 minutes to go. Prep back up ahead by 5. Sintek, another three-point attempt, and that one goes. Sintek, 2-point game.
If I'm not mistaken, that's the first three that's been made for a while for either team. You can see the Fremont faithful getting into it right now, chanting defense.
16 points now for Carter Sintek. As there's a whistle.
That's the 6th foul on Fremont right now. One more and Prep goes to the line for 1-and-1.
That's a huge factor in this game as Joe Sudbeck will come in for PJ Newbill. Ashton Sagehorn will replace Siza for Fremont.
Any game this close, any point matters. You know, 1-and-1 for Prep is a big deal.
Oh, yeah. Rischel to inbound. Finds O'Malley. Selin a little over-aggressive. And another turnover as O'Malley threw it off the fingertips of Evans.
Wow, turnovers. A big thing in this game for Prep. You know, that's one of the reasons they're only up by 2 right now.
So now Micah Moore. Tigers can tie it with a 2, take the lead with a 3. Selin. Now Moore inside. Sagehorn. Back to Moore, who threw it off the bottom of the rim. Good defense from Jungers and Evans, and Prep takes over. Rischel. Sudbeck thought about the quick release 3, didn't take it. Now it's Jungers with 4 minutes left in the fourth quarter. Rischel fakes, draws the foul, and with that bonus, he's headed to the line for a 1-and-1.
This is a big, big deal. Prep's only up by 2. If Rischel can get even one of these shots in, you know, that could be a game changer.
Foul called against Mason Limbach of the Tigers. Rischel with a 1-and-1. Makes the first. Rischel, a 100% free throw shooter. He had only attempted 6 for 6 coming into the day. So he now has 13 points on the afternoon. And make it 14.
Those free throws from Rischel have been a big game changer in this. You know, without those, Prep wouldn't be up right now. So thank God Joey Rischel has gone to the line and made all of his free throws.
Selin, that's a 3. That's a make. The Selin Sintek show continues for Fremont. It's a 1-point game.
Wow.
Selin has 17.
Who would have thought?
Jungers looking for space. Shot doesn't go. Rebound, Fremont.
And Fremont's getting into this. Look at the Fremont faithful right now. Traveling all the way to Omaha, Nebraska to watch their Fremont Tigers play Creighton Prep. Nobody would have expected this. Prep only up by 1 with 3.5 left in the game.
I mean, if you had told me before we started the season that the Lincoln Southwest game would be a 30-point game and this one would be a 1-point game, I would have just walked right out of the room, thought you were crazy. This is unbelievable what we're seeing from Fremont.
Maybe it's the lack of a student section. That ball's going to Prep. Maybe it's the lack of a student section, lack of the Prep faithful in the crowd. But there's an energy that's different here than any other Prep game I've been to so far.
Tigers, however, throw it out of bounds, so Prep takes over, ahead by 1. 3:10 on the clock. Evans to O'Malley. See that aggressive defense from the Tigers. Riechel, three-pointer. Yes!
Yes, sir!
Joey Riechel, what a
There
day
you
he's
go.
having. 17 points.
Wow.
And that's a new career high.
Joey Riechel. You know, hasn't been making those threes recently, but finally got that one in. Hopefully that builds up his confidence going on later into this game.
And another turnover. Fremont throws a fastball out of bounds again.
That looks like the old Fremont I used to watch and study, you know. Too many turnovers in the past, and so far they've been pretty good at that, but you see their missed opportunity from the Tigers.
So now this is the chance for Creighton Prep to potentially grab some quick points, maybe seal the deal. They'll talk about it on the bench as Coach Lukey calls a timeout. 2:43 remaining in the fourth quarter as we give you another update on some of the leading scorers. Joey Riechel and Luke Jungers now tied at 17. The Riechel-Jungers combo has 34 of the 44 Prep points. And then on the other side for Fremont, Sellen has 17, Syntec has 16. That's 33 of the 40 for Fremont. So we're seeing these 1-2 punches on both sides. Well, what have you liked about these combinations for Fremont and Prep?
You know, 2 sets of dynamic duos for both teams. You know, we usually hear about Luke Jungers and Martell Evans, but that hasn't been the case today. Joey Riechel's been playing very well from beyond the arc, especially in the first half, but most recently, he's been a very physical offensive player, and Luke Jungers just doing what he does. Just a fantastic player. So much fun to watch. But for Fremont, their offense comes down to physicality, and these two players have just been so physical for him, going to the rim, getting those and ones. 2 different styles of play for both these teams, and it's going to come down to the wire near the end of this game.
Fremont will have Sellen, Sagehorn, Limbach, Syntec, and more on the floor coming out of the timeout. Prep has Jungers, Sudbeck, Riechel, O'Malley, and Evans. 2:43 on the clock. Creighton Prep basketball in the front court.
I'm a little nervous, Tyler. I wasn't expecting this.
Who wouldn't be nervous? This has been quite the affair here in the Hyder Center as there's a steal opportunity. Unable to come up with it though with Sagehorn. Evans in the corner to Jungers. You know, without that shot clock, Prep is going to take their sweet time here. Fremont will have to get aggressive at some point, as they've done all day.
Just cannot turn the ball over like they've done throughout this entire game. Need to have smart passes, smart drives. Ooh, just like right there, that was a little scary, but end up getting the ball back.
Jungers triple teamed and draws the foul.
And the Fremont crowd
They're saying he played him straight up.
does not like that call at all. You hear him booing out the refs. Man, they don't want to go back to Fremont with an L.
And this is not the guy you want to send to the line either, Luke Jungers. As hot as they come scoring-wise. 17 points on the day. As there's a discussion going on near the scorers table. As Jackson Sizo will take the place of Ashton Sagehorn for the Tigers.
I think it's funny how you look around and you see so many more Fremont friends and Prep fans, but Fremont's so much farther out. I find that kind of crazy, how they traveled all the way here to watch their Tigers play today. Shows a lot of dedication.
Jungers drills the first free throw. He has 18 points. And Prep is ahead by 5. Second one on the way, and perfect as well. 19 points, Luke Jungers, 6-point lead for Prep. There's Micah Moore for the Tigers.
Now Prep needs to play some good defense here. Can't give up any open shots here.
Syntec with a 3. That one's well offline as it was contested well by Riechel. O'Malley's got the rebound, and Creighton Prep has things pretty well in control now, but they throw it out of bounds. Are you kidding me?
The one thing you don't want to happen just happened. Martell Evans usually is such a great passer. in that case. However, Martell Evans has had a problem with turnovers, averaging around 2.6 a game. You know, wouldn't be expecting that from him, but that showed there.
I think if you're Fremont here, you've got to understand that you don't necessarily need a three. If you can get a quick two-pointer and then potentially send somebody like Martell Evans, who's had a rough go from the free throw line, this is, once again, there's a discussion going on at the table.
Coach is trying to fire up their junior Jays a little bit, get them to play some nice defense here. But like I said, cannot give up any open threes. That only brings it down to 3 points. You cannot have that.
1:35 to go. Sintek has it poked by Riesel, however, he's able to regain control. Micah Moore finds Sintek, looking for an opening. Junior Jays playing strong defense so far. Moore works his way in. A scoop layup doesn't go. Jungers contested, and he grabs the rebound.
Great rebound by Jungers. You need to guard Sintek in these last-second shots. You know, they're going to try and get it to him. That was great defense from the Junior Jays.
Evans looking for an option, and a timeout called for by the Junior Jays. 1:10 to go in the fourth quarter. So if you're Fremont here coming out of this break, when Prep inbounds, what do you think the strategy should look like? Do they foul right away? And if so, who do you think they should try to send to the line?
Like you said, I'm thinking Martell Evans here hasn't had a fantastic game so far. He's usually such a dominant player on offense, but today that has not been the case, having a couple too many turnovers on offense. But I think I send him to the line. And if I'm Fremont on offense, I'm trying to give Carson Sintek the ball. He's been so clutch so far, bringing Fremont into this close situation. He's been playing fantastic.
Sintek and Selin have been the guys for Fremont today, scoring, as I said, 33 of the 40 Tiger points. Meanwhile, for Prep, it's been all Jungers and all Riesel, scoring 36 of the 46. With 1:10 to go in the fourth quarter. Prep will have an inbound coming out of the timeout, as O'Malley will be the inbounder. Same 5 guys kept on the floor for both teams. Fremont with 18 fouls, so if they foul one more time, Prep will have a 1-and-1 opportunity.
Let's see what Fremont does here on defense. Are they going straight to fouling or playing some press defense? But aren't fouling. Doesn't seem like they're fouling yet.
Yeah, I think you have to foul at some point because Prep's not going to go to the basket anytime soon.
They're going to waste this clock. There we go.
Riesel has been a fantastic free throw shooter today. He's going back to the line for a 1-and-1.
Out of all the people they fouled, they choose Joey Riesel, you know. Don't know if I completely agree with that decision, but they have to stop the clock somehow.
53.6 remaining. Dead silent here in the Hyder Center for the first free throw, which is made by Riesel. Boy, he has been a force from the line today.
He's just been so clutch. That's so important for this game right now with only 53 seconds left to go. That one free throw is very important. See if he gets this one in as well.
Chance to make it an 8-point lead. Largest since the first quarter for the Junior Jays, and he does. 19 points for Joey Riesel. And now Fremont really in a hole with 8 points separating them from the Junior Jays. Sintek, step back, three-pointer. Oh, wow. Boy, he hits it.
Oh, boy.
Horses, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh,
Sintek drills it from downtown, and it's a 5-point game again.
Oh, there you go, Carson Sintek, the accuracy that you see at quarterback. He's been so clutch so far, bringing Fremont within this very close game.
So 39.8 to go in the fourth quarter. Another timeout here. Fremont's next foul will put Prep in the double bonus. And I think at this point, if you're the Tigers, you want to foul right away, right, Mick?
Oh,
not like last
for
possession.
sure. For sure. You're trying to get them right when they get the ball in, bring them to the line, hope, just wish and pray that they miss those 2 free throws, and then try and get something done on offense, most likely through Carson Sintek.
14 points for Carter Sintek, who has made some key three-pointers down the stretch in this one to keep the Tigers close in this one. 39.8 on the clock. As both teams break the huddles. Jungers, Sudbeck, O'Malley, Riesel, Evans for Prep. Sintek, Moore, Siza, Limbach, Selin for Fremont. It'll be Riesel to inbound from right in front of the birdcage.
And not a big bird cage today, probably because it's a 2:30 game, but that may have been a big factor in how Prep has played so far.
I think they just wanted to stay home and watch you, Mick. Listen to you.
Hey, thank you, Tyler. I respect that.
Joe Sudbeck is fouled. That's number 10 on Fremont. So he will go to the line to shoot 2. Sintek with just his second personal foul, so that's a big thing as well. Sintek playing as well as he is, just 2 personal fouls, so he's going to be in the game for a long period of time, even if this does go to overtime. Sudbeck's first free throw is made. His first point of the game.
And even if Fremont doesn't come on top of this game, it cannot be understated that this team has played so well against, what is it, the 5th best team in the state in Crane Prep. It's been so impressive to watch these guys come out all the way from Fremont and play as well the game as they have.
Sudbeck made both free throws. Fremont's got to hurry here. Limbach, Sintek, deep 3. He made it again. Come on now, Carter Sintek.
Right when Prep starts pulling away, Carter Sintek comes out of nowhere. He's just been, I don't even know how to state it, just wow. Just great shot from Carter Sintek.
So he has 17 points now. As another timeout is called for with 16.9 to go. It's a 50-46 game. Fremont already has put Prep in the double bonus, so whoever they foul here coming out of this break will go to the line for 2 free throws no matter what. And I think they just have to try and key in on Martell Evans, like you said earlier, because Riesel, Jungers, Sudbeck, they have been nothing but automatic from the free throw line. 16.9 on the clock. Prep only 3 team fouls, so they've done a much better job at being disciplined here in this second half. We saw in the first half they had about 7, so Junior Jays have been much better defensively in that aspect, but this is a huge moment here for the Tigers. Got to get a quick foul and hope that Prep misses at some point. They've been great at the line.
And I don't think Prep has been ready in that first half for the physicality of this Fremont play, but I think they got used to it. They settled down a little bit, and like you said, we only have 3 fouls in the first half. We need to get the ball in.
O'Malley.
It's a turnover.
Turnover. Sintek. Siza tries to go in, and they lost it again. And a foul against Fremont. Oh, my goodness.
That was scary.
Can't get much more intense in the final moments of this.
Either they made a 2 or 3. That was a game changer. Thank God for Luke Jungers getting that ball back.
And he's going to the free throw line, shooting 2 with 11.4 to go. Jungers already 19 points today. First free throw is perfect. Jungers 3 straight games with 20 or more points. He has never had a run like this in his career, at least scoring-wise. He had a stretch last year where he had 7 games with 14 or more points in all of them. As he now has 21. The Jungers Jamboree continues. 52-46 Prep. Micah Moore works his way around, finds Limbach, who is blocked by Jungers. Knight takes over, and that'll do it. Creighton Prep hangs on for dear life against Fremont. 52-46 the final score as the Junior Jays win it on this Saturday afternoon and gets ready to take on Bellevue East on Tuesday night, and then number 1.
Gonna have to let my heart settle down a little bit.
Like
that was way too close than expected, but Prep struggling a little bit on offense. Defensively, I thought they played pretty well, only allowing Fremont to 46 points, but Fremont coming in here, kind of surprising everybody in this entire quarter. I think even the Fremont faithful, but, great game by Fremont, but it just wasn't enough to beat the Junior Jays.
So that's it. Prep wins it 52-46. As I said, they'll be back in action Tuesday night to take on Bellevue East, a game rescheduled from Friday last night. So tune into that one here on CPSN. Mick, great pleasure having you on here today. You did an excellent job here in your first game on CPSN. We're really glad to have you as part of the team finishing out this year and going into next year as well. You're just a junior, so Future looking brighter every day here at CPSN. So, for Mick Tabor, I'm Tyler Reedy saying good afternoon, everybody. Enjoy the rest of your evening and extended weekend. And see you later on CPSN.